Hey, good morning, Pray First family. How are you this morning? I am in the bedroom and trying to get this to where um, I can find a quiet place in this house. Jarvis, our little 3-year-old, has already woke up this morning and is demanding, so I had to wake up the 13-year-old a little bit earlier to get him to come in and kind of play the babysitter for just a little bit. Pastor Doug um, has an important meeting today, so he is not here, and that puts me being able to be here with you. So what is Pray First? It's a conversation that we have Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. Central Standard Time, and it's an opportunity for us to just discuss some stuff, So if you are new, we would love for you to hashtag new. Please share, like, give us the hearts, the thumbs up, everything. We want to welcome people. If you are new and you start seeing all the hearts and the likes going on, that is for you. So guys, don't let me down. Give the hearts and the likes and all that good stuff, okay? Y'all know that this is Holy Week, and so you're probably thinking, am I going to go to church this weekend? Maybe you're somebody that's never been. Maybe you're somebody that has been in the past, but you are kind of not really into the church scene anymore. Maybe you've been burned. Maybe, it's just not been a good history that you've had with church and churchy people. So this morning I was just kind of talking to the Lord, and I kind of felt a little unprepared this morning to kind of come and talk to you guys. And so I'm just praying this morning. I said, God, what do you want your family on Pray First to hear? What do you want everyone to take away from this time that you've given me to share? And so he started talking to me out of John, and I'm going to be reading out of John. And if you want to follow along, I am reading out of chapter 15, and it's when Jesus is talking about the true vine of Israel. Okay, so yesterday Pastor Doug was talking about the fig tree and how Jesus had went up there to the fig tree, and how the fig tree produces fruit and then leaves, and that it wasn't producing fruit. And so I feel like it just kind of is a little bit of a continuation with this. So I'm just going to read, and then we're going to discuss, okay? So it says, in Jesus is talking, and John 15, and he says, I am the true grapevine, and my Father is the gardener. He cuts off every branch of mine that doesn't produce fruit, and he prunes the branches that do bear fruit, so they will produce even more. You have already been pruned and purified by the message I have given you. Remain in me, and I will remain in you. For a branch cannot produce fruit if it is severed from the vine, and you cannot be fruitful unless you remain in me. Yes, I am the vine, you are the branches. Those who remain in me and I in them will produce much fruit, for apart from me, you can do nothing. Okay, so what is all of this? Jesus was known for speaking in parables and speaking in imagery, using imagery and using metaphors, which is right up my alley, because that's kind of how I coach and teach. I always have, well, it's kind of like this, or it's kind of like that. And it's easier to kind of make that parallel sometimes. So, but when I was talking to God this morning, I was like, well, what do you mean? What do you want them to know about this? I mean, it's kind of a common verse that people have heard, I'm the vine dresser, and I'm the vine, you're the branch. We've kind of heard those things. Okay. So I want to just talk to you about several things. There's seasons in our lives where everything looks like things are going great, right? And it may just be a short season. And then there's those seasons where it just feels like the whole world is falling apart, and it's kind of caving in around you. And so everything is all about perspective, okay? What's going on? Your perspective could be that the whole world is falling apart, or everything's going my way, depending on what season you're in. So I want you to understand that there's a reason why you're going through all of this kind of stuff, okay? So God sees potential, #potential, okay? He doesn't see way you look right now. He sees the end result of who you're going to be, okay? And so #potential, because why would the God of the heavens and the universe, the creator of everything, who designed you and formed you and knitted you in your mother's womb, take the time to prune you and to pull off the bad stuff, to cut off the bad stuff, and to prune your good areas if you didn't have something amazing on the other side of that, right? So I want you to sort of shift your focus as you're going through stuff. And this is back to where I was talking about stinking thinking. You have to think about, what is this that I'm going through? And what is the purpose for it? Okay? Because God doesn't see the way you look right now. He doesn't see that. He knows where you're at because he's all knowing, right? But he doesn't see that. It's not like us when we go and we look at people and we size them up and judge them and base them on where they're at, whether they're in their addictions, whether they're in their compulsive behaviors, whether they're in their crazy time or whatever's going on, whether they're really in a season of succeeding. We have a tendency to just size people up. Part of that's human nature, but we can kind of keep that captive. We don't see where people are. The people that might be in a great season of their life right now, we didn't see the pain that they just came out of. We didn't see the storm that they just went through. We didn't see those type of things. And just like the person that's in the storm right now, we can't see what the other side, what the shoreline looks like after the storm. We don't see those things, but God does. And that's what he sees in you. He sees your potential. He sees what your purpose is. Okay? So that's why he takes the time to prune you. Okay? What does the word say? He cuts off every branch of mine that doesn't produce fruit. How amazing is it when you go and you see a grapevine, or you go and you see a tree and it's just full of fruit? It's just like, wow, oh my goodness, look at that tree. Look at all those apples. Look at all those oranges. Look at all those lemons. I remember I had this lemon tree, and I think we had it for 2 years, nursing that thing to grow. And I just thought, this thing is just worthless. It is just never going to produce any fruit, ever, ever, ever. It wasn't but about 3 feet tall, and so I remember after a couple of summers and just nursing it. And when I say nursing it, I'm not very green thumbed, enabled. God didn't give me those very well. So I'm doing well to keep a house plant alive sometimes. And so most of mine are silk on purpose, but this tree, I remember we kept it on our deck, and after nursing it and watering it and trying to tend to it a little bit, all of a sudden I remember Doug coming in and he said, "You need to go look at your tree." And I was like, what? And so I go out there, and it had produced these 2 lemons. And I was so excited, that there it was growing. It was producing these beautiful lemons. And I just watched it grow. I watched it turn yellow and all this kind of stuff. And guys, that's the way God is about us, He watches us grow. He watches us produce fruit. And those areas that are kind of dry and dying and all that kind of stuff, what does He do? He cuts that off. If it's dead, He cuts it off. You know why? Because it's sucking the life out of the flourishing part of the plant. It's sucking the life out of it, right? And so you cut it off so that the other part that is flourishing can do well. So don't negate the fact that you have something that God has cut off. Sometimes He needs to cut those things off, that dead area in your life. He needs to cut it off, okay? Because those good areas that are trying to produce fruit, they need to flourish. What happens when you have a plant and you've got these dead leaves on it and all that kind of stuff? You need to cut it off. You pull them off. It's dead. You pull it off, right? Well, that's the reason. You got to let the parts that are doing well thrive. But you know what it happens? When you're pruned, that produces pain. It hurts. It hurts when that stuff is cut off. It hurts when that produces pain and hurt. You're going to have pain when you're pruned. Okay, you're going to have it. It's going to be there because it's not comfortable. It may not be physical, excruciating pain, but you're going to have discomfort out of your comfort zones. You're going to be put in situations that you don't like. You're going to have that tension that feels bad. And you know what you got to do? You just got to push through. Man, it's the day for peas today. It is the day for the words that start with peas, right? You have pain, right? From the pruning, okay? When that happens, these are all P's. Somebody hashtag, here we go, Barbie Davis, I see that. Barbara Shook, hashtag potential, right? Hashtag pain, hashtag purpose, all of these, right? It's the day for P's. Okay, so don't be afraid of the pain. Don't be afraid of it. Push through, hashtag push. Push through, okay? Trust God. It's blind trust. I get it, okay? But one thing I can say, everybody asks me, how would you describe God? And I say, you know what? If I had only one word to describe God, it would be faithful. Faithful. Because when He begins a good work in you, He's going to see it to the end, okay? And it may look like that you are just all alone and by yourself and that you have no real purpose in life, that you're just everything in the world that could go wrong is going wrong, right? So don't look at it that way. Put on different glasses. Change your perspective. Hashtag perspective. There's another P. Okay, so God sees your potential, so therefore He prunes. He cuts off the things that are not, some of those things that you need to have cut off, He needs to cut off. You need to let Him. You need to let Him. Don't impede that. Don't prevent Him from doing it. Hashtag prevent. Don't prevent. Don't prevent it. Hashtag don't prevent, actually. And so you just have to let it happen. You need to welcome it, honestly. Okay, so when He prunes, you have that pain. But you know why? Because when you go through that pain and the other part of you flourishes and starts producing all that fruit, you start getting your purpose, okay? You start getting your purpose to flourish and to have all this good fruit, right? Now don't forget, do not miss the condition here. I am the vine, you are the branches. And right before that, He says, I have given you, okay, remain in me and I will remain in you. For a branch cannot produce fruit, it is severed from the vine. Can you imagine a grapevine just hanging out over here? I mean, that's how we buy it at the store, right? You're buying a small little grapevine when you buy grapes on its vine, right? Well, it's as big and beautiful and green or red, whichever one you've bought, white, as it's going to be, right? But if you left it alone, apart from the vine, what does it do? It starts dying. It starts losing its luster. It starts losing its flourishment. It starts losing its ability to grant nutrition. Okay, it's not operating in its full potential, in its purpose, because it's been severed from its source. Okay, you have to stay plugged into your source. Okay, we all have to stay plugged in. There's another P, hashtag plug in. You have to stay plugged in to your source. Okay, that's what he's saying. For a branch cannot produce fruit if it is severed from the vine, and you cannot be fruitful unless you remain in me. God first, pray first, all of that, guys. We have to stay everything focused on God. When we give up our will, when we give up our purpose, our desire, our wants and needs and all of that kind of stuff, and we just say, we kind of cry uncle. Okay, God, I want what you want. I don't want what you don't want for me, right? And so when we get to that place where the most important thing for us is to focus on God first, everything else just has this magic way, this intended purpose of falling into place. Everything falls into place. And it's a beautiful thing to see. And man, I love to see people that have come out of their struggles, who have come out on the other side of things, and you see this new creation, that God has done a work in them. And you got, guys, that's available to all of us. I'm going through a work myself right now. I'm trying to get some junk out. God is definitely severing some things. He's pulling the dead leaves off of me, and that's okay, because I want to have whatever his intended purpose for me is on the other side, and that's what he wants for you too. Okay, he wouldn't waste the time to allow you to go through these pains and this pruning process without a purpose for you, because he sees the potential in you. He sees what his designed point, the whole point for you being designed and created, and he wants you to walk in that. Now, this weekend, and my conclusion here, this weekend, you have an opportunity to show up somewhere. And if this is where you get your word and you spend time with the Lord as far as like your church, that's fine. There's something about being in a building for me that I love to be around other people. So, if I can't physically be in a building, I love to try out an online service. Now, Crosspoint has a church online, and that's at Crosspoint Online, and you can find that on Facebook. You can also come into the doors, but go somewhere this weekend, whether online or in a building, and just be around other people as we celebrate this God that we serve, this Jesus who loved us so much that he put his desires aside and came to earth to save us, and went through so much pain and anguish because of love, And so we'd love to see you this weekend. If you don't have a church home, we'd love to have you come visit with us. Just come as you are. And so anyway, I want you to think about those of you that are going somewhere. And this is like the Super Bowl this weekend, for Christianity. But people don't want to hear you thumping at them Bible verses. They don't want to hear that. If they're, but you want to perk up somebody's ear, hashtag perk. You start telling them of where you were. Tell them about your story. Where were you? What did you used to look like? What is the pain that you went through? What happened to you that God helped you with, that God came to your rescue, that he pulled you out of something? Because that's what people need to know. People are searching so desperately for hope. And you know what? They don't need to hear it from me. They don't need to hear it from Doug. They need to hear it from you, because I can't reach everybody that you can reach. You have people specifically designed to be around you because you're supposed to reach them. And they don't need you to quote a bunch of verses. They need to hear, man, there's no way it could have been anything else but God. But God. right? That's what they want to hear. They want you to encourage them. They need for you to encourage them. Now, so I really feel like God wanted me to just share that with you guys, you know. And one final thing, don't judge your entire vine based on the condition of a few branches, okay? Because I'm just going to leave it at that. Don't judge your entire vine or the vine of someone else based on the condition of a few of the branches, okay? Father God, Lord, I thank you so much for today. I thank you that we can trust you. No matter what, we can trust you, that you are someone that can be trusted. And with our whole heart, with our whole life, with everything that we have, that you have the best plan for us. And there is no plan B, there's a plan A. And those things that look like we're off course, sometimes that we might have chosen the bad path or a path that kind of gets us off of where you want us to be, God, but you use it. You work everything to the good of those who are called to your name. And I know I didn't say all of that like it's supposed to, and that's okay because I'm imperfect too. And Lord, just bless everyone that's here. Lord, let them invite somebody this weekend. Let them go with them, Lord, and let them have opportunities. Let them recognize the opportunities that you give them to empower someone, to grant some hope for people, Lord, that you could be shown through everybody that's seeing this right now. In Jesus' name. Amen. Y'all have a great day. Pastor Doug will be back tomorrow, and share this out, like it, invite people to look at it. The shares are what people, that's how they find out about this. And, I know it's done a lot for me having this in the morning. I hope it's done a lot for you, that we've been doing this for going on a year and a half. It's crazy that Doug's been doing that. So, but we love you guys. Have a great day and a great rest of the week. Bye-bye.